We'll continue now with part 4 of the supplement on the Buddhist concept of not-self, Anatman. In this very short section, we'll examine what the Buddha taught transfers from this life to the next. In the middle discourses, a monk proclaimed that the Buddha taught that it is this same consciousness that runs and wanders through the round of rebirths, not another. The Buddha summoned the man, sternly rebuked him, and said, "Misguided man, have I not stated in many ways consciousness to be dependently arisen, since without a condition there is no origination of consciousness?" The Buddha then went on to restate to his disciples his teaching on consciousness. Bhikkhus, that is monks, consciousness is reckoned by the particular condition dependent upon which it arises. On this earthly plane, he explained, we are conscious of what our physical and mental senses present to us, which acts like different fuels, producing fires generated by these ingredients. After death, our environment will radically change, and thus we will not have the same consciousness that we had before death. But what will we take into the next world? We must now explore the mysterious aggregate called mental formations, sankhara in Pali, samskara in Sanskrit, and the related concept of volitional formations, cetana in both Pali and Sanskrit, as these are the only aggregate components that produce something that carries over into the next life. All of our experiences, the forms we see, the feelings we have regarding them, the categories we place these perceptions in, and our consciousness all contribute to making up the fourth aggregate, mental formations. Mental formations refers to all the mind's shaping activities and our conditioned habits, dispositions, and volitions. As just noted, one component of mental formations is our volition, cetana, our intention, what we will to achieve. These are the immediate impulses that directs our attention and drives physical, verbal, or mental actions. In the connected discourses, the Buddha explained that there are these 6 classes of volition: volition regarding forms, volition regarding sounds, volition regarding odors, volition regarding taste, volition regarding tactile objects, volition regarding mental phenomena. Thus, any one of our senses or mental processing can bring forth an intention to act. These volitions produce karmic action and effects, which then feed back to influence future mental formations, from which intentions are formed. Another verse in the connected discourses explains that volitions can drive consciousness. This makes sense as our will directs what we attend to. Volitional formations are extremely important in Buddhism, as the Buddha told his disciples, "It is intention, cetana, monks, that I call karma. Having intended, one acts through body, speech, and mind." The Buddha explained how karma develops. Bhikkhus, which means monks, whatever a bhikkhu frequently thinks and ponders upon, that will become the inclination of his mind. In Buddhist terms, a thought is a product of the interaction of the 5 aggregates. For example, if you see someone, what Buddhists call a form or rupa, a feeling, vedana, and a recognition based on a past label you've applied to that person, sana, may arise. This may give rise to a string of mental formations which we know as thoughts. For example, I should tell this person something. I miss seeing this person. I wonder if they're free this weekend. If volitional formations are repeated often enough, they develop into a habitual response, a foundational factor that will subsequently influence all other mental processes. The Buddha taught that we should not hold on to volitional formations. But when a bhikkhu has abandoned ignorance and aroused true knowledge, then with the fading away of ignorance and the arising of true knowledge, he does not generate a meritorious volitional formation, or a demeritorious volitional formation, or an imperturbable volitional formation. Since he does not generate or fashion volitional formations, he does not cling to anything in the world. Not clinging, he is not agitated. Not being agitated, he personally attains nirvana. He understands, destroyed is birth. The holy life has been lived. What had to be done has been done. There is no more for this state of being. In short, the Buddha advocated stilling the mind of any conditioned thought arising from the mind or body which directs consciousness so that nirvana can be experienced. The importance of regulating volitional formations in Buddhism cannot be understated. As intentions formed through volitional formations lead to acts, karma, which can transfer into the next world. To expand upon a small verse just cited, the Buddha explained, deeds, that is karma, should be known, and their source, diversity, result, cessation, and the practice that leads to their cessation should be known. That's what I said, but why did I say it? It is intention, a volitional formation, that I call deeds. For after making a choice, one acts by way of body, speech, and mind. And what is the source of deeds? Contact with the world is their source. And what is the disparity of deeds? There are deeds that lead to rebirth in hell, the animal realm, the ghost realm, the human world, and the world of the gods. This is called the disparity of deeds. And what is the result of deeds? The result of deeds is threefold. I say, in this very life, on rebirth in the next life, or at some later time. This is called the result of deeds. And what is the cessation of deeds? When contact ceases, deeds cease. The practice that leads to the cessation of deeds is simply this noble eightfold path. That is, right view, right purpose, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right immersion. The graphic here shows that our wholesome, harmful, and neutral deeds on the left follow us, as shown in the center, into the afterlife, shown on the right, where unless we've found nirvana, we then find ourselves in one of the 5 major domains according to our past deeds, that is, hell, the animal realm, the ghost realm, the human world, and the world of the gods. As previously noted, each of these major levels have numerous sub-levels. No matter which of these realms one find oneself in the afterlife, all will be reborn on earth to continue the work of achieving nirvana and being freed from rebirth. Given that karma can lead to rebirth, Buddhists sought to understand how this transfer is made, and here there was and is a proliferation of views. To tackle this, we need to take a critical look at how the word dharma, or dhamma in Pali, is used and what happens if you adopt different definitions. This is the subject of our next supplement section, and if you want to understand the different views Buddhist denominations take about self, karma, and the afterlife, it's a must view.